Hello there, my name is Sarah, and I'm so glad you made time for yourself for this 20-minute stretch. Let's get started in a seated position, relaxing the hands on the knees. And before we begin, let's go through a simple breathing exercise. We're going to inhale 2 times quickly, and then exhale completely. Inhale twice, and exhale, let it go. So, we're going to do 10 breaths just like that. In, out. In, out. Once you finish those 10 breaths, bring the breath back into a natural rhythm, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the nose, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. The simple alteration of the breath allows us to signal to the mind that we are here now. For these next 20 minutes, I want you to focus on how you feel in the body and how your mind reacts to these sensations in the stretches. I know we all have our jobs and our responsibilities, but I promise you the outside world can wait for you for 20 minutes. Take this time for yourself. Our first stretch is going to be grabbing the elbows. You can maybe take the hands a little bit more far apart or closer together. The choice is yours. And on an inhale, we're going to bring the elbows up and back, gazing up. And on the exhale, we're going to round through the spine, bring the chin into the chest as the elbows come down. We're going to do 4 more just like that, breathing in to open up the chest, to look up. And exhale, rounding through the spine, chin to chest. Breathing in. And breathing out. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Release the hands, relax the shoulders. Now we're going to kick that left leg out to the side. Keep that right knee bent and the foot near the hips. Remove the fleshy part of the bottom. And let's inhale the arms up. And exhale, bring the torso over to the left. Keeping the chest open. Gaze up, breathing with an open heart. Now this next movement we're going to do, you have the option to come onto the elbow or stay on the hand. Deep breath in, open up the chest. Exhale, bring the hand towards the floor, closing the chest. Gaze down. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Breathing in, open the heart. Breathing out to close the heart. Inhale. And exhale. Staying here, adjusting the hands and just folding forward onto the legs. Try and keep that right hip grounded. And breathe for a moment here. With stretching and elongating the body, it's important to recognize and honor both the stillness and the movements. Let's take 1 more deep breath in here. And as you exhale, slowly walk the hands towards the hips. And let's simply switch sides, extending the right leg out. Left knee is bent. Inhaling the arms up. And exhale over to the right. And in this pose, be aware that you're not falling onto the shoulders. Instead, keep the chest open and the head strong and steady. Let's repeat the movements we just did, coming on the hands or the elbow. Take a deep breath in as you open up the chest, look up, and exhale, bring the torso down. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, close. Inhale, rise and open the chest. Exhale, bring it down. One more, just like that. Breathe in. And breathe out to stay. Adjust the hands. Relax the head. And feel. Take one more deep breath in here through the nose. And sighing it out the mouth as you slowly crawl the hands back towards the body. And let's come into a tabletop position, knees under the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. On your next inhale, open up the chest as you dip the stomach. Look up. Exhale, rounding through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale to shine the heart forward. And exhale to reel everything back in, pushing the shoulder blades apart. One more, inhale. Staying here, we're going to take a rounded cat and cows here, circling the hips, allowing the shoulders to follow, allowing the head to follow. I like to keep my elbows slightly bent to allow myself to flow a little easier. Reversing it when it calls to you. Slowly bring yourself back into a neutral position, tabletop. Let's tuck in the toes behind us and sit back on the heels. This can be a very intense pose, so give yourself grace. If it hurts too much, you can bring more weight onto the knees. You decide how much weight you want on the heels and the feet. Relax the hands and just breathe. Know that this uncomfortable feeling will pass. This moment will pass, and we will move on. For this next stretch, you can stay in your toe stretch, or you can come onto the heels. The choice is yours. Whatever you decide. Let's interlace the fingers behind the spine to open up the chest. We are preparing for rabbit pose. Take a deep breath in and exhale, hinging at the hips to release the torso down. Try and bring that top of the head towards the mat, landing it down softly. And from here, we're not pushing the arms back. We're allowing them to fall where they fall. The intention with stretches and yoga overall is to not seek pain, but to build space for sensation, for growth, and for softening into these poses. Just one more breath here. Slowly bring the bind closer to the bottom of the spine. Release the hands. And we're going to come into a child's pose. The knees can be together or apart. Relaxing the torso down. Allowing the hands to be long in front of you, grounded down. The chin can be on the mat, the forehead or side of the face. To softly release the hips, soften the stomach. There's no need to hold tension or flex anything. It's just you and your body. For these next few breaths, I want you to just focus how every inhale you take, you expand the chest a little more and your stomach balloons. And with every exhale, you feel the chest, the lungs, and the stomach falling back into the body. Just enjoy the simple movements that keep us alive. Savor one more breath in here through the nose and sigh it out the mouth. Gently bringing yourself up into tabletop. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose, so relaxing the hips down and we stay on the elbows. Walk the elbows a little closer to you, rolling the shoulders back, completely relaxing the hips. Relax the legs, hands facing down. And let's bring that right ear to the right shoulder. Lingering here for a moment. And slowly bringing the chin into the chest. Bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. And bringing the chin back into the chest. And taking it over to the right. This time we're going to rock the head back completely, bringing the chin away from the chest. And bringing the left ear to the left shoulder as we roll the head from side to side, down and up. Really articulating through the neck to feel the lengthening. And reversing it when it feels good to you. One more round here. Bring it back into the center. Open the eyes if they were closed. And let's come into seal pose. So it has the same structure, except we're going to ground down the hands to lengthen the arms, rolling the shoulders back. The shoelace part of the foot is connected to the mat. And you can separate the feet a little bit to alleviate some of the tension in the spine. Try and relax the hips completely, focusing on expanding through the chest as we stretch the lower part of the spine. And I want you to know that you do not need to look like me or anybody else for that matter to feel the effects of the pose. It's so important to remember that there is much more going on internally in our body, in our soul, than what is going on externally. On an exhale, slowly bring the shoulders down onto the mat. Bend the knees and sway the legs from side to side, relieving some of the tension in the hips and the back we might have created. Relax the legs down, and let's simply roll ourselves onto the back, laying down completely, arms to the sides. And let's bring that left leg straightened up to the sky. You have the option to interlace the fingers behind the thigh, behind the shins, or even the ankles. Remember, we're not seeking pain. That being said, on an exhale, gently bringing the leg towards you to stretch the back of the legs. Relax the shoulders onto the mat and just breathe. Keep that left leg extended. Let's bend that right knee and place the sole of the foot onto the mat, bending the left knee to bring the left ankle onto the right knee. We're in figure 4. You can stay here or interlace the fingers behind the right leg, opening up that left knee with the left elbow. Keep the left foot flexed and breathe, allowing the hips to gently open, allowing your breath to support you. One more deep breath in here, and exhale, release the right leg, and let's cross that left leg over the right leg, bringing both knees over to the right, extending the arms to the side. Take the gaze to the left. Relax the shoulders. Relax the feet and the hands. Maybe even close the eyes to allow yourself to fully release and surrender into the pose. We have one more breath here. Slowly grounding down both hips onto the mat, uncrossing the legs, extending the left leg long, and reaching that right leg up to the sky. Interlacing the fingers and any part behind that right leg, and exploring how much you want to pull that leg towards you. Breathing through the uncomfortable and making space for it. Let's go ahead and bend that left knee, ground down the foot to the mat, and bring that right ankle to the left knee. Interlace the fingers behind that left thigh, gently opening up that right knee to the side, keeping the right foot flexed. And figure 4, breathe through it and feel it. Softly let go of the bind you have on the leg. Allow that right leg to cross over the left and send both knees to the left. Relax the arms to the sides. Gaze to the right. And I want you to close your eyes. Relax the stomach. And if you're feeling any pain in the body, I want you to visualize it. Imagine that there's water going over the parts of the body, through the muscles and the tendons, relieving anything you're holding on to, relieving the tension. Take one more deep breath in here and a deeper breath out here. Take your time as you uncross the legs, grounding down both hips. These are our last few stretches. Keeping both knees bent, grounding down the feet, we're preparing for bridge pose. So arms beside the hips, and on an inhale, slowly bringing the hips up. You're always welcome to interlace the fingers behind the spine, open up the chest. We're here for 3 more breaths, breathing in through the nose and out the nose. One more deep breath in and a deeper breath out. Release the bind on the hands, relaxing the hips down. Bring the knees into the chest, swaying from side to side. And we're going to come into a happy baby. So you can grab the knees and bring them out to the sides. Or you can grab the outside of the foot, opening up the knees, opening up the hips. You can stay still, rock from side to side. Maybe straighten one leg and then the other. Being patient with yourself and giving yourself time to release. Slowly let go of the feet, extending the legs long, relaxing the hands wherever they call to you, to come into Shavasana, our final pose of today's practice. Gently close the eyes. When we think of stretching the body, we think of these very intense poses that we have to hold for a long time. But I believe that there are so many ways we can relax the body and so many ways to relieve tension. It sounds counterintuitive to be laying this still in a stretching video, but it's so important to recognize that after multiple breaths of stretching poses, it's essential to lay down and allow the body to let go of what we just went through, to signal to the body that we are safe, that the struggle we just endured was temporary, and there's no need to hold on to it. So for these next few minutes in Shavasana, I welcome you to relax the shoulders. Let the hips, knees, and feet be soft. Allow the back of the head to be heavy, knowing that the ground is there to support you. You are supported. You are safe. Just breathe. Just be. Let's take 3 rounds of breath here together. Take a deep breath in through the nose, ballooning the stomach. And exhale, sigh it out the mouth. Let it go. 2 more. Breathe in and release. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Take your time as you bring yourself into a fetal position on your favorite side. Knees into the chest. Relax the shoulders. Let the head sit heavy. Allow yourself to feel heavy. You can stay here as long as you'd like. You have time. When you feel ready, bring yourself into a seated position and continue with your day or night. Thank you so much for being here. You can always come back to this practice. You can always come back to the breath. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon.